Hello, Atom here. Welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. Can we just let it ring? Let it ring out? At that point, it rang. Okay, the phone rang, and I didn't know where the phone was coming from. Shion had disappeared. Disappeared a long time ago. Disappeared the night after Watanagashi. Yet, until today, she'd been calling me like nothing happened. Now again, tonight. The people that had disappeared, their corpses simply haven't been found. I really didn't think they were alive. So if it really was Shion on the other end, then did that mean she was calling me from another world? Of course that couldn't be. A living being was calling me pretending to be Shion. Shion was long gone, and yet, as though she were alive and well, the phone continued its incessant ringing. I didn't want to pick up if I didn't have to. I had just concluded, though, that not doing so wouldn't solve anything. Maybe ask for her number. Then, what would I do after I answered it? Would I immediately declare that she wasn't Shion and ask who she was? Alternatively, would I pretend I was still fooled and try to grab her by the tail?
それが一番安全かもしれないよな。
What I was most afraid of was what the person on the phone would do when she realized I knew she wasn't Shion. However, as long as I continued to let her think I was fooled, she wouldn't do anything extreme, right? If I just make sure to be careful, that should be the safest option. I've made up my mind. I'll answer the phone. Once I do that, I'll talk to her as if nothing happened. That wasn't all I'd do this time, though. What should be Renner? I'd scope her out. Who was she? What was she thinking? What was she after? Why was she doing this? Was she really the one who killed Tomitake-san and Takano-san? What happened to the mayor? What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? I reached for the receiver, my arm trembling. There were too many things I wanted to know. Too many things I wanted to ask. I was scared. I should start by picking up the phone. Pick it up, Keiichi. Pick it up, Keiichi.
もしもし。
Oh, how relieved I would have been if it hadn't been a call from Shion.
あ、ケイちゃんですか?
Yep.
私です。シオンです。
My momentary convenience and above all fleeting prediction was ripped into 1,000 pieces. I couldn't help shaking at this point. Get ready for this.
電話、なかなか出なかったんで、お留守かと思って切ろうとしてたんですよ。
ごめん。ちょっとお風呂に入っててさ。
それでも、ご家族の方が電話を取りませんか?
It might be dangerous to say that your family isn't home right
ひょ
now.
っとして、ケイちゃんの家、今ご両親はお留守なんですか?
I failed. I let her in on a fatal piece of information, that I was currently the only one at my house.
いや、別に留守ってわけじゃ。そんなことより、聞いたか？リカちゃんとサトコの件。
いえ、結局、あの後どうなったんですか? 見つかったんですか?
ああ、見つからなかった。
ケイちゃん、どうか気を落とさないで。
If Foy-san hadn't let me know, then I might have allowed myself to shed a tear or two at Shion's considerate words. Instead, now that it had come to this, I couldn't take her words at face value. This person on the other end of the receiver, the more perfect as Shion they were, the more my blood curdled in fear.
リカちゃんとサトコは、さらわれたんだよな。
はい。それは間違いないでしょうね。
Just how cruel and grave a meaning did those words hold? Their weight astonished me, and then a moment later, I was overcome with numbness and felt like I would pass out. I had asked if Rika-chan and Satoko had been kidnapped. Shion had in turn answered with that there wasn't much doubt. That cruel meaning behind her words.
リカちゃんとサトコは、いや、ごめん。村長さんはさらわれてどうなったと思う？まだ生きてるんだろうか？
What happened to Rika-chan and Satoko after they were kidnapped? That's what I wanted to ask, but I frantically caught myself. What if she'd given that question a terrifying response in such a way as to sound like it had nothing to do with her? I was scared of that, so I immediately brought up the mayor. That said, however, however much I talked
殺
about...
されちゃったんだと思います。
I didn't get a time to read that. That said, however much I talk about the mayor, I think he was killed.
おいおい、そんなにあっさり。
Yeah, that was quick.
人間をさらってその状態を維持するのってとても大変なことだと思います。
I do like that transition, but
人質にするんでもない限り、ヨンが済んだら殺しちゃうのが一番合理的じゃないかと。
the world started to bend so much, I almost lost my balance. The scenery in my eyes whirled around and around like the hands of a clock, and tried to swallow me whole from below. I frantically put a hand on the wall to support myself. A moment later, severe nausea welled up within me. How was she saying such things so lightly?
殺しちゃうって、そんなにあっさり。
I was confused by that music for a second. This is also new, I'm pretty sure.
人の命を何だと思ってやがるんだ。
恐ろしいことだとは思いますが、多分そうではないかと。
If Mayor was killed, then did that mean the same had happened to Rika-chan and Satoko? No, I couldn't. They weren't some random old man. It was Rika-chan. It was Satoko. They couldn't kill them so readily.
リカちゃまとサトコちゃんも同じだと思った方がいいでしょうね。
What about Shion? Those were the words I wanted to hear the least, and I fought them back with a scream of my own. Even though it wouldn't change anything, I still couldn't help but scream. This time, the tears flowed. I'd been confronted with the most horrific outcome that I'd been trying to avoid considering ever since last night, and I cried. There was no longer any doubt that it was my fault. And I killed them. I killed Rika-chan and Satoko. I succumbed to the weakness of my own heart and confessed everything to Rika-chan. That's why they were killed. That meant I killed them. And Rika-chan looked at me with those innocent eyes. If only I hadn't given in. Even my voice gave out, and yet still I cried and cried.
ケイちゃん、どうか気を確かに。
Rika-chan and Satoko, they've been killed. We couldn't even find their remains. I would never be allowed to even apologize to their faces. If that was to be my punishment, then how brutal a punishment it was. I think Shion tried to comfort me, but I didn't hear any of it.
そんなことでどうするんですか？次に狙われるのは確実に私かケイちゃんなんですよ。お願いですから、しっかりしてください。お願いします。お願いしますから。
Shion was shouting, imploring me with a voice that sounded like tears were in her eyes. However, I was coming to hate the sound of that voice more and more. This Shion killed them. I had no doubts that this person killed them. Why? Why?
どうしてだよ。どうして人をさらったり殺したりするんだよ。たたりだかなんだか知らないが、人の命ってのはそんなに安いのかよ。あっさり消したり殺したり。
ええ、全くです。悪魔ですよね。
I felt like crushing the receiver in my hand. How long did this person plan on acting like someone else's problem? There was magma in the pit of my stomach, and it felt like it was going to erupt at any moment.
なあ、シオン、教えてくれ。 どうしてこの北見沢では綿流しの夜に人が死ななければならないことになってしまったんだ。
それは私が知りたいです。
もうダム計画との戦いは終わったんだぞ。なのにどうしてまだ語り足りないんだ。どうしてだよ。どうして。理由があるなら言ってみろよ。
I was incoherent at this point. My emotions had broken through the dam inside of me, rushing forth, and I couldn't stop them. These were not simple questions. This was an interrogation. Shion herself hadn't realized it yet. It was just too funny. It was so funny that I couldn't stop myself crying.
ケイちゃんの気持ち、私もよくわかります。ダム闘争はとっくの昔に終わったんです。なのに毎年お社様のたたりという名の殺人と失踪が繰り返されている。なぜ？どうしてなんですか？全然関係ない人もいた。たたられるのに不相応な人だっていたのに、どうして？
それを俺が聞いてるんだ。
それを私だって知りたいんですよ。
Ha ha. Both of our record breaths could be heard over the phone.
いいですか？お社様のたたりなんて非現実的なものは初めから存在しません。ケイちゃんの言う通り、村の何者かがお社様のたたりというもっともらしい大義名分を利用して綿流しのたびに殺しと失踪を繰り返しているんです。奴らは狡猾でした。たたりを都合よく利用して村の旧敵を毎年2人ずつ消し去るシステムを構築していったんです。そしてこのシステムで今年は高野さんたちが殺された。
Except this is different from that system.
じゃあ2人で十分じゃねえかよ。どうして村長やリカちゃんやサトコまで殺されなくちゃならないんだよ。それに俺は過去のことは今さらどうでもいいんだ。リカちゃんとサトコがなぜ殺されなくちゃならなかったのか。どうしてなんだ。サトコには打ち上げですらないんだぞ。どうしてサトコまで。どうしてなんだ。
Silence fell between us. Shion didn't answer for a while.
ケイちゃん、もういじめないでください。
A sob. Was Shion crying?
私だって何が何だかわからないんです。最後殿に忍び込んだあの晩から全てが変わってしまった。
It was the same for me. As I listened to Shion's bitter weeping, I could feel my agitation subsiding.
あの晩、高野さんたちが死んだと聞き、耳を疑いました。そしてすぐに気づいたんです。今度は自分が狙われる立場になったんだって。忍び込んだのは私とケイちゃんだけが都合よく許してもらえるわけがない。
So what was it that Shion had actually wanted to say at the library?
そう思った時、それがどれだけ心細くて恐ろしいことだったか、ケイちゃんにはわかりますよね。
There was nothing fake about her words. She'd even understood how I felt.
だから私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。私はみんなが入ってはいけないという最後でに面白半分な気持ちで踏み入ってしまいました。いけないことだとは分かっていましたが、本当に面白半分な気持ち、ちょっとした探検気分のつもりだったんです。一緒に入った高野さんたちはその後すぐに殺されてしまいました。それもあんなむごい最後。あの日からいつ私も襲われるのではないかと怯えています。君吉のおじいちゃんしか助けてくれる人がいません。だからおじいちゃん、助けてって。
Maybe ask her things that only she could know, like the sound of jumping, like, well, keeping that part hidden, or about the cage, like saying something of the cage.
君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らなかった。 こり笑って、シオンちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
Shion cried bitterly, recalling the beloved mayor's death. It was such a sad voice that none who heard it could prevent it from twisting their hearts. Again, did I let my emotions take over and go off at her? Shion was in the same situation as me. She should have been my one and only comrade. Except thump. My heart pounded. My other self, deep within my mind, whispered to me, "Don't forget Keiichi, my brother. Don't forget about the mayor, the morning after Watanagashi. He was told of Takano-san and Tomitaka-san's deaths over the phone and committed to a meeting that evening. He went to a hospital appointment. He didn't tell his family. He'd only made it back just in time for the meeting. He went straight to the assembly hall. That's what Oi-san said."
いつ村長に打ち明けたんだよ。ごめんな、シオン。悲しい気持ちのところに追い打ちをかけるようで、シオンは打ち明けたんだよな。君吉のおじいちゃん、つまり村長に。
はい。
いつ打ち明けたんだよ。
I began to get scared of saying it aloud after hearing her sad voice. I wasn't saying it was contradictory, though. Besides, if it was a contradiction, then I wanted Shion to explain it to me.
村長さんは重い痔を患ってて、病院にかかっていたという話は知ってるか？
ケイちゃん、それが何か？
答えてくれ。知らないなら知らないと答えればいい。
There was a momentary silence, and after stammering a few times, she replied,
痔だったのは知ってます。
except he hadn't even told his own family.
座る時とか辛そうでしたから。
病院に通ってたんだ。どこの病院かは知ってるよな。
ごめんなさい。それはちょっと知りませんけど。でもケイちゃん、それが一体何の。
Shion didn't know what hospital the mayor went to. That meant it was impossible for her to have gone all the way to the hospital to confess everything, since she didn't know his destination, and she obviously couldn't have seen him on the train either. If there was any other chance for her to contact him, it would have been after he came to Hinamizawa. The train, however, had been delayed, and he only got back right before the meeting was about to start. He didn't have time. There wouldn't have been enough time for him to listen to Shion spill the beans.
単刀直入に聞きたいんだ。シオンはいつ村長に打ち明けたんだ？どこで？いつ？大雑把でいいから教えてほしいんだ。
ケイちゃん、なんでそんなことを。
Her sob pierced into my ears. I was taken by the illusion that I was bullying her. Maybe say that depending on when it was, she might have been the last person to see him. Even so, I'll say it. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please prove to me that you're the real Shion.
ありえないんだよ。村長が失踪した日、朝から消えるまで、シオンには接触できる機会はありえないんだ。村長は朝一で誰にも内緒の大学病院へ一人で診察に出かけた。シオンは今この病院を知らないと言った。だから帰ってくるまで村長と接触することはできないはずだ。そうだろう。帰りの電車が事故で遅れたので自宅に帰ってきたのは会合の始まる直前だった。つまり会合が始まるまでの時間にも打ち明ける時間的余裕はないんだ。
I heard Shion repeating her weak sobs. That sort of feminine voice automatically ripped into my heart. It was so painful for me to say it.
シオンも一緒に会合に出たのか？そして会合の席上で打ち明けたのか？ここで打ち明けなきゃもう時間がないもんな。村長は帰宅途中で失踪するんだから。
Shion went to a meeting, didn't she? Did she? Or didn't she? The question was so simple to answer that she didn't give me an immediate response.
実は会合に
あの日シオンが行くと言ったバイトすら君は欠勤してるんだ。もっと端的に言おう。君は俺と一緒に行った図書館以降誰にも目撃されていない。
ケイちゃん、
園崎シオンは綿流しの翌日に失踪したんだ。
The other end fell silent as the grave. It was so quiet that it was like the phone cord didn't cut. I couldn't sense anyone there.
大石さんは君がすでに失踪していると言っているんだ。でもシオンはこうして毎晩俺に電話をかけてきてくれただろ。
Shion's sobs were torturing me. Still, I'm pretty sure I haven't said anything wrong.
頼むシオン、俺が言ったことが間違ってるならそうだと言ってくれ。シオン、頼むから。シオン、お前は村長に会ってなんかないんだ。もし会ったとしたなら。
Shion never did have the chance to meet with the mayor on that day, and that meant...
村長が会合を終えた後、すなわち失踪する直前、もしくは失踪してからしかありえないんだ。
Afterward? Yes, she met him after he disappeared. Actually, I guess since they both disappeared, then yeah. Ooh, I thought for a second that maybe she was locked up in a cage or something, and and maybe someone was forcing her to tell him these things. That was creepy. Beep, beep, went the dial tone. I stood there dazed for a while until I realized she had hung up on me. Ah, well then, I'm not freaked out, I swear. Scrapbook 11 at the Suzu Mahjong Parlor. The problem with twins. This is not limited to just Hinamizawa, but in Onagafuji village especially, the three families detested giving birth to twins as successors. The long-term dictatorship built on the precarious balance of the three families must have feared collapsing under the weight of internal strife from things like family quarrels. According to the literature, if twins were born, then they had to be culled. With that, the very fact that both the Sonozaki family's successor Mion Sonozaki and her twin Shion are alive is in itself deeply interesting. Perhaps the current leader, Oryu, is sympathetic, or perhaps because the daughter-in-law was disowned. Of course, the twins were not cared for equally, and as the heir, Mion received special treatment. From what I've heard, despite the two of them looking exactly the same on the outside, the talent lies solely with Mion. My own observations of the two didn't leave me with that impression. Two of them didn't leave me with that. Tradition dictates that the leader of the Sonozaki family is said to inherit a demon, and they tattoo a magnificent one on his or her back. In accordance with the tradition, there's an extremely high possibility that Mion has such a tattoo on her back. From what I've heard, there's apparently a magnificent demon tattooed on Oriol's back as well. Then, I wonder what sort of tattoo belongs to the heir, Mion. I really want to see her back. Taken out of context, that could be weird. Reserved for the day, Suzu Mahjong Parlor. Clack clack.
あんりゃ、クラちゃん、あんたが一番遅いよ。若い人はみんな揃ってる。
じゃあお母さん、すみませんね。
Oh, that's right. For the he's going to meet them to discuss stuff for the search warrants. Oh, he's handed over a convenience store bag with a carton of cigarettes in this to the old lady who owned the Mahjong Parlor, and she shrewdly made herself scarce. She was used to this by now.
おいさん、お疲れ様っす。
なんだ、みんな真面目に待ってたんですか？さんまでもやってりゃよかったのに。
Everyone sitting at the mahjong tables in the small parlor were Oishi's subordinates, but there were no tiles laid out anywhere.
皆さん、連日の不眠不休の捜査、本当にお疲れ様です。
Energetic responses filled the parlor. Already it had lost the atmosphere of a place of entertainment.
状況は芳しくありません。所長が園崎系議員の恫喝に屈したそうです。近日中に高野殺しはお隣の県警さんに譲り、村長たちの失踪は行方不明扱いで生活課に委ねるようです。
That damn upstart chief. The veterans in the room cursed him.
請求した令状もすべて却下されました。課長からは園崎家界隈には近づくなとまで言われています。いやいや困ったもんです。ちなみに私には来週から警視庁への研修命令が出るそうです。その後は余った有給を伊豆で消化しろとまで言われています。いや、そういうのも悪くないですね。
He heard a few dry laughs. It wasn't anything to laugh about, if that was all they could do.
いつもそうですが、事件と車のキーの閉じ込めはよく似ています。車なら修理業者を呼んで扉をこじ開ける。事件なら、熊ちゃん、図面を。
Kumagai flipped over the whiteboard. On the back was a map of the Sonozaki premises made with magnets.
私もずーっとこの商売をやってます。勘には自信があるつもりですがね。退職金が欲しい方は、私が10数える間に席を外してください。
Oishi-san began to count to 10, and everyone counted along with him. It was the famous 10-count resolution.
9、10! ああ、誰も出てかないよ。皆さん、ご家族はもっと大切にしてくださいよ。
Everybody laughed uproariously, cheering things up.
各自、手元の資料を確認。監視カメラの所在と資格を叩き込んでください。熊ちゃんは指揮車で待機。非常時は私に代わって指揮をお願いしますよ。小宮山君は突入 A 班、敦君は突入 B 班を指揮。監視班は1から8まで所定の位置で監視を。ボンチ君はタイムテーブルを厳守。署に怪しまれないようローテを管理してください。さて、待機中の班が一番大仕事ですよ。課長に私の所在を聞かれたらとぼけてください。ゲストのエスコート役は私がやります。きっと会場へ連れて行きますので、皆さん気長に待っててください。
落ちるっすかね、前原圭一は。
私の見たところじゃ、明日明後日には行けそうですよ。もう
wonder what he means by that. But in any case, I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know any feedback you have in the comments. Until next time, see ya. Ooh, I think that might have been the last tip, so I think we're going into the last chapter. Yeah. See ya.